Women love confident men. So how does one become confident?
Confident.
I like confident men who aren't afraid to experiment.
Back in secondary school, we used to play a lot of soccer. I wasn't good at it. Other kids were really good at it, and that made me feel shy and awkward. Basically, we used to play a lot because the kids who were good, they were also the charismatic ones and convincing ones. So how that looked like was, everybody lines up, maybe you notice, and then the two best players get to choose their team one by one. I was chosen most of the time in the last 20% of players. And then what follows is 90 minutes of me kind of standing around, trying to find a good position. Most of the time, the good kids just, did the whole game by themselves. Sometimes they would pass me the ball and I would get nervous, fumble it, and that was it. That went on for many years until finally I got better. And why did I get better? I had a new school, new kids, new environment, kind of like a new frame around this whole thing. And I was in boarding school with other dudes. So every day after school, now we went out to play football for fun without the whole pressure of performing or, getting chosen. It was just like 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4. And through that process, through that new lightness and that pressure being taken away, I found joy in football. 2-0. I really enjoyed playing it. I actually miss playing. So whenever I see a field like that, I'm thinking, damn, I should approach some people so I can get into the weekly game. So what does that have to do with your dating life? A lot. Let me explain. Most guys think, I'm not confident enough to talk to women. But here is the truth. You basically have it upside down. You are not confident because you haven't had enough time in the game. You barely have gotten the ball passed to you. You haven't spent enough time around women in playful, flirtatious, chaotic, and real-life situations. And this is where it gets tricky for most guys. Usually they go down one of 3 paths at this point. One is they lock down the first girlfriend they can get and they ignore the struggle. They get married and, after a couple of years, sometimes 2 years, 5, 10, 15 years, most of the time get divorced. 2, they take a deep look in the mirror, take massive action, they swallow their pride and start working on their masculine expression. And 3 is they go down the red pill or even black pill rabbit hole. They say they seek truth, but often it's a counter reaction to their core being vulnerable and hurt, and they start adding layers and layers of protection on top of it. Thoughts get dark for these guys. Of course, there's a reason for the popularity of the red and the black pill content on the internet. Do they have some good points? Yes, of course. Is that why you keep coming back to that topic though? No. Like Science Channel make good points, but you're not going out of your way to constantly bring up physics laws in any conversation. And you're not going back to physics channels over and over to reconfirm your own bias. So you're not coming back to this type of content to seek the truth. You're coming back to protect that inner child trying to express itself. Every time you allow yourself to cope with this reality and replace it with this outward-facing, environment-blaming reality, a small part of you dies. You're stuck in a confirmation bias loop. You're listening to other guys complain about women on the internet because it gives you warm, cozy feelings, like in mama's womb. And the fact that this type of content does sound logical, and some of the theories are real, in isolation at least, makes it so seductive and addictive to listen to. But you gotta ask yourself a simple question. So what? Or in other words, how does this belief serve your higher self? Because ultimately, I assume you want to have some intimacy in your life. You want to feel a female's touch on your skin. You want to laugh and giggle in the kitchen, make Christmas cookies together. You want to go on a trip, plan it, explore new places, have memories together. Maybe female energy hasn't been part of your life in so long that you forgot how it feels. Maybe you feel lonely and maybe you're alone. Well, the thing with the black pill loop is you are alone in this loop. Women are not part of it. You're sitting alone in a cave shouting your fears at a wall, and the wall shouts them right back at you. That's what the black pill content does. It gives you the illusion of truth. But all it really does is echo your pain. And the worst part, there are no women in the cave, just other dudes yelling louder than you.
If she talks about another guy, compliment him and say how cool he is.
You're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
Women.
Most men have strong desires to interact, meet, and get to know girls, whereas the average desire women have is lower, way lower.
She's not for you.
And that's the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of shit.
So how do we actually get out? How do we break the cycle of I'm not good enough and gain true confidence? By doing the thing that terrifies you. Not yelling, not overthinking, not watching another female nature psychology breakdown. You escape the loop by facing the fear head on. In this case, it's the fear of putting yourself out there and approaching women during the day. And it's so fucking scary because you're presenting that hurt, vulnerable inner child to a total stranger, ready for them to call you out and expose you for the coward you are, right there and then. In public, maybe in front of other people too. And that's exactly where the growth is. Not in your bedroom, not in another YouTube video, and not in a group chat. Not in the comment section of some debate online. So just like I found joy in football, but only when I switched environments, you need a fresh field to rewire your game. Approaching a girl is hard enough. Doing it in front of your friends or with someone in your social circle, that's not just hard, it's simply silly, not strategic, and potentially traumatizing. So be smart and choose the right field. You don't have to jump into the deep end either. You just need slow repetition, you need exposure, you'd have to take it step by step, like little hits of tension, little wins over and over. So what's the reward? Freedom. You can be free of those demons inside of you, worrying what people think. You can be free of that overcritical voice, telling you that you're not good enough, telling you what to do and what not to do. You can be free of those overly strict social contracts, free from expectations on how you should behave and where and when and for who and in what way. Because the thing is, you are already a free man. Right here, right now. You just have to convince yourself. So the next time you hear that little voice telling you you're not good enough, or it's not worth trying, or you will never be that guy, stop. Don't believe it. That voice is not the truth. It's the echo of an old kid who didn't get chosen at football, who just needs someone to pass him the ball. So go out there and find new friends.